YouTube and welcome to another episode of Subnautica. This is episode 3. In episode 2 we got this handy little propulsion device here to get us around in the world a lot quicker. We got ourselves some other supplies, we got chased by lots of things with teeth, only got eaten once, didn't die, very good. So this episode, I'm thinking our little pod over there is getting a little bit crowded, so the plan is to build us a new base. Now, we do that with this tool here, which is the habitat builder, and you right click with it to basically see all of the different base pieces, I suppose you can call them, that you can build. So along here we've got things like hatches, corridors, windows, foundations, bulkheads, aquariums, that kind of stuff, and there's some rooms there. And when you hover over these, you'll essentially see that some of them say -1 HP, others say like +7 or +2. And essentially what that means is when you start creating a base, you start off with 10 hull points. And essentially every time you add on a piece of base, essentially, except for the foundation, reinforcement and bulkhead, it costs you hull integrity points. So that's what the HP is. I'm just going to grab some more air. I'll sit nice and close to the surface, so it shouldn't be a problem. Oh, that's going to get very annoying. Let's not do that. Let's go down a bit. So essentially, you start your base with a foundation. Every base has 10 hull points when it starts off, and by building the foundation, you actually gain another 2. So you start off with 12 essentially. So let's put down our foundation, and I've scoped out this area here. Mainly because it's got some nice little tunnels and it's fairly flat. We're quite close to the creepvine area there. We're away from as many hostile mobs as possible so we don't get annoyed by their sounds. We've got some fish around here, and generally it's just quite nice really. It's close enough to our pods that it's not going to be inconvenient to build, because when we start off we're not going to have the fabricator and stuff like that over in this base. We'll have to actually build a new one. But for now, let's find a nice little area for this. I think actually this is kind of looking over the. So you left click to place. Uses titanium. So beforehand, I went and got a whole bunch of resources. I've got another probably 20 or odd titanium back at the base, as well as quartz and all sorts of other pieces that we're actually going to need to build this. And what I'm thinking is putting down 2 foundation, something like that. There we go, and also 2 large rooms, or 2 multifunctional rooms. Just 1 on each side here. So that's number 1. And number 2, and you can see it will join straight away, so I don't have to build a corridor. And if you look in the top right hand corner when I build this, you'll see that our hull integrity is now 11.5 and building that cost 1.3. So we've got 2 rooms here we can use to put storage in and machines and all sorts of other bits and bobs. What side do I want the door on? I think as we're going to be initially spending quite a lot of time over there, I might put the door on this one. Put a door on both of them I suppose, but let's for now just put one here. There we go. And essentially that's all we need to create a base. I mean, we have a base now. We have somewhere that's dry. However, you'll notice right at the top in big red letters is power 0, 0. So this base currently doesn't have a power source, so it's pretty useless at the moment. And although it's dry, you'll notice in the bottom left our oxygen is still actually going down. That's because we're not actually generating any oxygen. We haven't got any lights, any windows either. We'll do windows later. So essentially, first plan is to build probably another foundation. And let's, actually that'd be quite nice. Let's build another foundation here. I'm going to need some more titanium, so I'm just going to put back to base here. You guys can see the fruits of my labour. Did actually build a little bit further away than I thought. That's not too bad. Anyway, so I've got 2 of these containers. In fact, what might be an idea was thinking we could take the whole container, but the container is actually the same size as these infantry spots, so it would just kind of be a waste. And I prefer to leave them underneath this. What was that? Explosion of some kind. Let's just check this one. So yeah, I got a whole bunch of copper and some quartz and some lead. I'm not sure we need lead at the moment, but copper. I don't think we need that for building our base right now. One thing I will do is take some of this quartz and actually, yeah, that should do. Let's just check our little building tool here. So under power, I think to begin with, we're going to go with solar panels, and yes, they do take quartz, not glass. That's what I was just thinking about. So what we'll do is swim back over to our base. I believe it's this direction. Yeah, I can see the blueprint over there. It's worth noting with these bases that you can actually put down all the blueprints and then build them afterwards, so you can get an idea of how your base is going to look before building everything.
Emergency. 10 seconds of oxygen
you can also deconstruct any of these buildings at any time, and I believe you get all of the resources back. So you don't need to worry about maybe building like a temporary base here and then having to go collect all the resources again. You could just go and deconstruct one of these. I think it's left click, or was it Q? No, it's Q. Yeah, there we go. So you just have to be close enough, and you press Q to deconstruct, and you get the materials back. Right, for now, let's get ourselves a solar panel. It's not going to be very effective at night. Let's just put it up there. And I've got enough resources, I might as well build two. That way we'll have enough power during the night stored up. So each one of these solar panels gives you 25 power. They're actually stored in the solar panels, so you don't need to build another storage unit for power. And so together with these two, we've got 50. Our base won't power up yet because they're solar panels, they need the sun. But you can see that we've actually got 0 to 50 now. So we have the capability to store power, but we don't actually have the sunlight to generate it. And unfortunately, it doesn't generate during moonlight. So I'm just going to have to wait a little bit. Whilst that's happening though, also waiting for our base to power up, probably a good idea to grab some more food. Some fish. There's some fish down here. What are you? Boomerang will do. Let's just grab some of you guys and just slightly ninja them with this thing. There you go. Oh, ran away. There's another one up there.
New creature discovered.
Ah, what have we got? We've got an air sac. I'm sure he's tasty. Yes, there's a few more here. I don't actually have a fabricator over here, so I can't cook the fish. I'm also losing water quite rapidly. So if you could see any salt on the way back, that would be fantastic to cook you as well. You can actually get water from the fish, though I'm hopeless at fishing. I seem to always run past them. Don't know what that is. There's a base there. Let's get our vital signs back up quickly here. So sustenance, cooked food. Oh, we've got 3 different types now. Have ourselves a feast. And okay, so that will give us our food back. Let's get to eat. There we go, 100%. And we got a little bit of water back then. I've actually got 2 salt on me, so all I need is some coral. What we do? We've collected a load of coral. I did. Oh, just take that. Go to bleach. Make some water. I think one of the first things I would like to try and investigate. Oh, our base is powered up. Perfect. We will go over there in 2 seconds. Once we are not dying of thirst. cool. While we're over here, let's look at the resources required for fabricator. So we need to get ourselves a wiring kit and a computer chip. So those in here, we need a computer chip, which is table coral sample, silver ore, and a wiring kit, which is 2 silver ore. So we basically need 3 silver ore. I know for a fact we don't have any more. It's one of the things I am quite low on at the moment. Let's drink our drink there. Oh, there's a bit of titanium in there as well. So let's go back to the base and just have a little look. You can just about see it. That's what I was aiming for. So I don't have the ability to create beacons at the moment. So I am, if I build it too far away, I do run the risk of losing my base and then having to swim around for ages trying to find it and then probably dying and all that kind of stuff. I am on survival mode, not hardcore mode, so if I die, I'm assuming I go straight back to my pod.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Hey. Yeah, I don't think there's a concept of a bed or anything like that from Minecraft, so I'm assuming you go back to your life pod and then have to swim back over here. Okay, so this is lovely. It's nice and bright. Could do with some windows. Maybe a window there and a window on the other side. So let's have a look here. Windows. Windows needs glass. I bought all the quartz but the glass. Okay. So on my shopping list at the moment, I've got some silver and some glass. Is there anything else I need? Oh, we could put some lockers over here and start moving our resources. Yes, let's do that. Okay, so these we just pop onto the side here. I'm going to try and get 3 on this wall. I think it'll look quite nice. Put them there. Again, and let's put 1 there. Not sure if they snap to a grid or anything. I'm just trying to line them up anyway. And 1 there. Perfect. Are they all the same height? Those 2 are. I think that might be slightly low, but I'm not particularly bothered about that. Open locker. Ah, so we can, when clicking on these, actually rename them. That's awesome. Right, so let's create a survival one. Survival, if I can spell. Survival, so that'd be like water and food and that kind of thing. Let's also create a building. I can't spell today. Building materials one, and let's have a misc locker. It's not Minecraft. A misc locker, and so let's just get no left click. There we go. So let's unload everything we've got here. So that's a building thing. That's going off. So in our survival chest we'll put those 2. And this chest we haven't currently got anything for it, but I'm sure we'll find some use for it. Now, silver and glass. So I did just use a whole bunch of quartz. What's that? Just over here. So we get the silver from these creepvine areas. Oh, there's a guy with teeth. Trying to avoid him. Another guy with teeth. Radiation detected. That's not good. That's not good at all. Right, we're at the radiation area. Okay. Probably should have scoped that out beforehand. It looks like we can't go into there until we get a radiation suit. I don't think they're particularly complicated to build, but that's a bit of a bugger. There's a base over there. Right. There is a couple of those creeping areas. So let's use this solar panel. Well, we'll get some titanium from it. Scan. Oh, you guys seem definitely friendly. It's all not salt. Good to keep getting that until we get ourselves proper ways of making water. So just swim around until we find
Caution, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
So many warnings on this game. Right. Now, there shouldn't be any radiation around here. I believe this is the one I keep coming back to with all of the snappers. Ooh, so something I haven't scanned. What's that? Bioreactor. I think I've already got this. So we'll just get some resources from it. Yeah, resources. Cool. Let's see. Supplies still there. Titanium. We need to move further into this area. Copper. Lead. Ooh, what's that? That's another biome over there. I'm not sure what it is, but when I was flying around here gathering resources, I did see some really big guys with really big teeth. Ooh, mobile vehicle. Get distracted. Oh, bloody hell. It's very British. I mean, there you go, that's one of them. So they sit underwater. Underwater,
Caution,
under the sand.
30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Oh, I'm quite deep. Ah, my little skidoo things run out of power. Oh, this is going to be tight. Is he going to make it?
Emergency.
Just about.
10 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Oh, okay. Right. Well, this trip's not going very well. I have no power, and I'm quite far away from the base. I don't even know. Oh god, it's over there. Okay. Right. Tell you what, I'll be back in a second, guys. I'm gonna get the resources I need, and then meet you back at the base. Okay, 2 seconds. Welcome back, guys. I am no longer being eaten by things. Back at the base here, I've gathered all the resources that I need to make this fabricator, so then we can move over here. I've also moved some of the materials over here as well, so I'll show you that in a second. Let's find a nice home for this. I suppose near these guys are probably quite useful, and near the door, so if I need to come in and build things. Yeah, just put you there. But like everything else in the base, this is going to use power. So now that we've got this, let's make some glass so we can have some windows on our base. Let's make, I think it's 2 glass per window. Yeah, 2 glass per window. Window. 2 glass. Let's have it there. There we go, it's a nice view. And we'll put another one on this side as well. Window. Sorry, I just had to pause there. So, right, we've got our second window in. We've got our fabricator, we've got this window in. What's next? What's next? I think for now the base is big enough. It just needs more stuff in it, really. So yeah, I moved over a bunch of the building resources. I'll just put some of those in there. Might as well break that down. It can't be used in its raw form. Okay, got that done. Gold doesn't really... it's kind of a building material, but I'll stick it in here in the misc chest for now. And in our survival chest, when I was out, I found a ridiculous amount of salt. There's an area, I think it's another new biome, way over that direction. Had to circle around a whole bunch of monsters, new monsters haven't seen before, very sharp teeth. Basically just ran from where we were before directly to the base and just stumbled across a giant deposit of salt. So it wasn't particularly entertaining, nothing worth recording, just picked up a lot of salt. Cool, right. So, what else could we build in this base? So, like I said before, it doesn't really need to be any bigger, so there's no point in building any of these things yet. We've got enough power, so communications relay, probably a priority, as well as to do some wall lockers. Could probably make a medkit fabricator as well. Okay, let's get. In fact, it'd be nice to have an aquarium as well. Let's get these three then in this episode. So we need a bunch of titanium, which we've got. Oh, we're going to need 2 more quartz, but that's very, very easy to get. So just grab this. Right, so first things first, let's go for... kind of want to go for the aquarium first and see what it does. I've got a piece of glass already. I just need one more. There we go, there's some glass. Aquarium, oh, this is quite big. Okay. Well, as we come in through the door, it'd be quite nice if it was... I don't really want to put it in front of the window, because it's kind of a nature's aquarium outside. But I would like it when you walk into this building, and kind of going to leave that for expansion, I think. And we've got the fabricator there. Let's stick it against this wall so you can see it as you come in. See. Pop it there. Just make sure it's kind of straightish. That'll do. Cool. Right. Aquarium. What can we do with you? You've got an inventory. I wonder. I wonder. Let's grab fish. You'll do. I can catch you. Oh, there's another one there as well. Let's grab a couple of fish. Oops. Air sac. Air sacs. I saw in the crafting menu you can actually turn them into water as well. So what's one of those? I'll push them. How many spots did it have? 8 spots. We need the quartz for building the comm relay, I think, or something else. Let's grab another piece of quartz. Ooh, radiation. Ooh. We are right near where it starts to become the Aurora territory at the moment, so we'll have to get ourselves a radiation suit if we want to live around here. There's a cave there, we'll go and explore that sometime as well. Let's try and grab some fish. I wonder if these fish will be irradiated. Oh, I am actually dying slowly. Okay, that'll do. Let's go back to the base. Can I get you on your way? No. Right, so back in here. Right, so aquarium. I wonder. We do. We stick the fish in there. Awesome. And the reason that's awesome is not because it just looks awesome, but also when we keep fish in our inventory, or if we cook them and then put them in our inventory, they rot. They go bad, and then we can't eat them. We don't get as much water and nutrients and all that kind of stuff for them. So this is pretty much going to be a live food source, as kind of wrong and horrible as that sounds. But we basically, if we keep this stocked up with fish, then every time we need some food, we just go in here. I'm assuming we can take them out as well. Yep. Can pop over to our fabricator here. It's a good job we made that nice and close. We can cook up our fish and chow down, and can make food. So there's air sac fish we can make water with. Don't get as much water as doing it bleach, but again, anything's pretty good. Ooh. Right, so looks like I'm going on a fishing trip after this episode, just to grab all these fish that I can see. All going to be my dinner. Right, next on the list, habitat builder again, medkit fabricator. Let's put this inside here, as if it's kind of like a first aid kit thing on the wall. So as soon as we need it, it's directly in here. Cool. Oh, and you get a free medkit straight away, which is good because I need to be healed. Right, well that was handy. Oh, and the last thing I'm going to build this episode is the communications array. Where are we going to pop you? I don't want it. Can we put it in these corridors? We can't. It doesn't really need a whole wall to itself. I quite like all the storage in here because that's where we've got the fabricator. We could stick it in here so we can read our messages as we come in.
Playing message.
Playing message.
This is an automated bounce back from the Aurora Mining Vessel. Your distress signal has been received. An emergency relief team will be dispatched to your location. The estimated arrival time, 9 hours.
That's a very long time to wait for a rescue. Looks like we're going to be here a while.
Playing message.
Is that the same message? Oh no, it's another message. You've been down too long in the midnight sea. Oh, don't you see what I mean? Okay, somebody's sending us poems.
Playing message.
Another message.
This is an automated distress signal from Aurora Lifebot 17. Coordinates attached. Please send immediate emergency relief team.
Ooh. So another pod survived the crash. Interesting. How do we access those coordinates? First things first. One message. One more message. Okay, this is Second Officer Keane broadcasting to all surviving Aurora crew. Captain Hollister is gone. I've assumed command. The computer has identified dry land, approximately 750 meters south of the crash site. Your orders are to stay together, ensure your immediate safety. Don't know where I got survival from. And then regroup at the attached rendezvous coordinates. And no more messages. Okay. Cool, well. We're going to our log here. It's good looking over now, fair enough. So, wow. Maybe we should have built that sooner. Or maybe we should have fixed the one in the lifeboat sooner. Either way, we now know that we're not going to be rescued for a very long time. Somebody's sending us poems. There's another lifeboat with coordinates. And there is dry land south of the crash site. So I guess all we need to do is figure out where south is. Because we could use the sun, but we're on an alien planet. So is south still the same way? We'll have to figure that out, and we'll be figuring that out in the next episode. So thank you very much, guys, for watching, and like if you like. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.